There are a few queries. I don't mind taking the ones that are relevant to Cisco first. So the rest of the general queries could be addressed by myself and the team after that. Would you prefer that, Samian?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
Whatever you prefer.
thank you. So in terms of the questions, I think there is one of the question is about certification, perhaps you being representing the certifying body in a sense, popular industry certification. Perhaps you could answer this. Tony asks, when I worked in IT and recruitment, there was an overwhelming need for MCSC engineers. However, recruiters were looking for practical experiences along with the qualification. But there were plenty of them with qualification, but very few with practical experience. Is that the same barrier in a cybersecurity sector? Chris, happy for you to answer if you're still around. I know you've got a busy morning. Semyon, could you start off, please?
Well, yes. Well, the question is a bit tricky, really. I would put it this way: the industry certification, when someone, a candidate, gets it, uh, at least it shows the readiness of this candidate and the learning pathway of this candidate. If we are speaking about professional level certification, that's very likely showing also their job experience that they already have, comparing to the associate level certification, which in many cases you can take just after your studies. In the end of the day, that's showing that the person is ready to take additional challenges, because to complete the course doesn't mean automatically that you are getting industry certified. So it shows your dedication, it shows your readiness, it also shows your readiness to invest something in your own professional growth, because industry certification is, in most of cases, you have to pay something to take this exam. So anyway, I would say that even if you are the person who is seeking for candidates, maybe the fact of the certificate existence doesn't really answer you always with 100% probability the question of, okay, does this guy have really job experience in this area? But at least it shows that the candidate is motivated and is really ready to invest in his own development. And that probably would make a difference between this candidate and other candidates who are coming with just course completion certificates, or even without it.
Yeah, I can jump in from a sort of employer perspective. I think, what I would encourage people to do is, something we're doing actively in my business is recruiting interns and apprentices. There's a number of positions, whether it's technical, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing, you name it, in these fields. So I'll definitely encourage you to look at that. I think another thing is, certainly from an Amazon perspective, whilst experience is useful and helpful, we're really looking for people who can meet the cultural bar and the cultural fit and align with our leadership principles. So for me, that's more important than the industry experience. So just my perspective.
Thank you, Chris. Just the next question perhaps would be relevant to Chris and Semyon as well. Lucas says, I'm looking to do some voluntary work to gain some work experience in cybersecurity. Do you think companies, are you aware of small or large corporations willing to take voluntary work experiences, not via the traditional routes of a graduate internship, other routes, unconventional routes to get some experience within the sector and with these small or large businesses? Are you aware of any such thing at all, Chris?
So not via traditional. I mean, I think the intern route is a really good route. Again, and apprentices that don't have to be degree apprenticeships; they could be all kind of levels. They're the two main routes that we're aware of. But hey, I'm sure the tech sector is open to different ideas. If these routes aren't working for individuals, then collectively, I think we need to look at other options. I'd be interested to see what kind of what sort of areas you were thinking of. But yeah, there are a number of mechanisms out there already that seem to work quite well. So be interested in what's not working for you in those scenarios.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's even worth writing to individual organizations, inquiring if there is a possible route to gain some voluntary experience. Some of the universities do provide summer placements on research projects, but they're not the real world, but research experience on various technologies might be useful as well. But actual practical experience with the organizations, perhaps worth writing to those organizations and checking if there are, sometimes it depends on, varies from organization to organization. There's one more question. Are the 2 Cisco courses free of charge? I'm going to start off that, and Semyon could add if if he wants to add additional information on that. The access to the courses itself is free. We do have Cisco trainers who are actually Open University associate lecturers available for you to support through those courses. But certifying in those, in the certifications that Semyon mentioned, do have some charge. But if you do perform well in those courses, as he said, there's substantial discount for the on the certifying cost as well. Semyon, I don't know if you would like to add a bit more to that.
Yeah, just one thing. There are 2 certification possibilities. You may get a certificate of course completion, which is free. You will just download a PDF, which is not the industry certificate, just the fact that you have done the course. And then the industry certificate that Chitra is talking about is up to you, is not really obligatory, but that's really a great value for you as a job seeker and a professional. And for this one, yes, you will have to either pay the full price, or if you are lucky one who gets the discount voucher, then you can save a lot.
Thank you, Semyon. Yes, absolutely. There's a question from Mark about regional cybersecurity centers. We have just had one set up in Wolverhampton. Mark, I'm aware of the center at Wolverhampton. My colleague, Professor Pillai, who heads the cybersecurity center at the University of Wolverhampton, has informed me. I've been engaging with him. I don't know what the question is, though. I can see a statement there, but I can't find the question. Can I get a job with just a Cyber Essential badge? Is a question from Rax. Semyon.
Well, I don't think there is anything that would guarantee a job for you. Even the industry certificate would not probably. The digital badge you can get after you complete the course, and that's another opportunity to show off your status and the level. So that's the official tool that you can share externally, and that can be verified online. And well, I don't know, depending on the company who will be reviewing you as a candidate.
What is the undiscounted cost of industry certifications? I'm happy for Semyon to direct you to a website, or if Semyon has the figures on the top of his head.
Yeah, I already started to type this answer to the chat, but I will just answer it verbally then. So the price for CyberOps Associate exam is about $300 US. I'm not really, I don't remember by heart what's the price in UK pounds. It would be in the UK, but it's about that. And for students who complete this course and pass the final exam from the first attempt on a good score, the discount can be somewhere about 60%.
Yeah, the discount on the certification cost would be up to 60%, you said.
Around 60%, yeah, something like that.
Up to 60%. Thank you. As Semyon mentioned earlier, the industry certification is not mandatory. It's not an obligation. You will definitely receive a free certification of completion of having completed the Cyber Essential or the CyberOps course That's free, in addition to the digital badge that you will receive for the completion of GICAST, the course itself. But in addition to that, if you would like to pursue the industry certification, which is, as Semyon said, valuable as a job seeker, you could go ahead with that provided discount. I do have quite a few generic queries from here on. I can't see, just too many to filter through. I can't see anything specific to Cisco yet, but I'm happy for yourself and Chris to provide any final comments before I can take the general Q&As.
Just just to say, I think these sort of courses are really super helpful. AWS as well provides kind of free training in some of these areas, and would encourage you to embark on your learning career in security. I think there's a huge opportunity in the space. So we'll leave it there, but thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Semyon, any final thoughts?
No, nothing from my side, but I keep answering questions in the chat.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so one of the general question was by Daniel, who says, I already have email security working experience, DMARC and DKIM, etc. Although it's unusual to find a role that specializes only in email security, is there a type of job title I should be looking for? Or do I have to broaden my reach into other areas of cybersecurity? One of the things I could say is there is no special job role for email security itself, but application security is something that you could look for in the job title as a key search for the jobs. But of course, depends on the years of experience and the breadth of experience you have within application security. Specific job titles are some of the things that Semyon mentioned, cyber analyst, working in a security operations center. That's an entry-level job. Otherwise, it could be a general IT administrator. Those sort of roles are also sort of entail email and application security. I don't know if Semyon has got anything else to add. I can see you're busy answering the questions on the chat.
Yeah. Would you please quickly repeat the last one?
Yeah. Is there a job role specifically for email security? Well,
I'm not sure it's specific to email security. It's a very tiny sector, right? I would say it's more about the analyst approach to that. Yeah.
Yeah, cybersecurity analyst is probably the right entry route. But as you progress and as you gain further experience, application security is a title that appears, as I said earlier.
Yeah, the problem that it's all going together.
Yeah.
You cannot separate email from other systems. Email will basically redirect you to some web page which could have some script and vulnerability, and then it can affect your system.
Yeah, absolutely. Is bilingual knowledge an advantage? What do you think, Semyon, within the industry, within the sector? Is bilingual knowledge an advantage?
Depending on probably where you are. Well, here it's a bit simpler because here we speak English normally, so it's fine with this approach. And most of the IT documentation and courses are in English. So yes, well, of course, if you are coming from another country, that's crucial. Well, English should be the first. Then, of course, depending on the market that you are going to work with, if you take a look at the same job matching tool that even I recently showed you, there are some positions that are specifically requirement some languages. There is French in the list, Dutch, I've seen it. Something else, Spanish could be. Yeah.
Okay.
Chitra, can you please comment, because some people in the chat were asking for URLs and course descriptions, and that.
Yes, absolutely.
Comment about the resources after this webinar, where people can find and the resources, go back and study it once again.
Absolutely. I'm leaving those questions deliberately because you will find all the information required to pre-register with the course. Pre-registrations will take you to Stay Nimble, and Stay Nimble will guide you to the enrollment. Currently, the course enrollment is not active. The course is still in the pre-enrollment stage, so the enrollment will become active just prior to Christmas as an early access to the pre-registered participants. And the course itself will launch on the 4th of January. So you should definitely have access to the course and the enrollment for the course on the 4th of January. But as I said, if you have pre-registered via Stay Nimble, you will have an early access to it potentially prior to Christmas. Okay, the course is not active or launched yet. It is launching on the 4th of January. The link that we will share with you, that we have already shared on the chat window, Gopi could probably share again. It will take you to the page on the course, and you will be able to pre-register with Stay Nimble. And Stay Nimble will guide you through to the course itself and everything else that follows within the course. I hope that's clear. There's a question on what certification do you recommend? I'm thinking of CompTIA, CompTIA Security Plus, CompTIA Network Plus. Are remote jobs available in cybersecurity? That's the second part of the question. In terms of certification, perhaps Cisco as a very experienced certifying industry certification body has a series of certifications. Similarly, CompTIA have their series of certifications as well. They do have a very guided ladder approach. They do have specifically marked courses for entry level, and then you progress the certification from those entry level certifications through to sort of mid associate level and professional level certifications, similar to what exists in Cisco. I'm sure Semyon would agree. So what certification is appropriate for you is entirely dependent on what's your current educational background, work experience, and then you have to assess against the criteria of what's being offered as part of these certifications. If you are starting from scratch with a general background in computing, then my advice is to start from the bottom, start with the entry level certification, be it on CompTIA or on Cisco or on any other accreditation certifying bodies. I hope that answers. Semyon, you mentioned Linux. What flavor there are of Linux? Yeah, there are a variety of flavors. I'll probably hand it over to Semyon, but if he wants to add. But yeah, Linux has got multiple flavors. The training courses normally train you on the foundational aspects of the operating system and how you can navigate, and the functional aspects of Linux that is relevant to cybersecurity. But it is easily transportable across other flavors of Linux, be Debian or Red Hat or any other flavor. Semyon, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Well, I wouldn't go really deep on that because this is not a training for some specific Linux distributive. Absolutely. So these are security related courses, and it has a virtual machine with different flavors of Linux installed. For example, inside, if you will go for cybersecurity associate, there will be at least Kali Linux that you can use to simulate some attacks and defending techniques. If you'll be working with the first course, there will be, if I'm not mistaken, there will be one of the Ubuntu distributed, but it doesn't really matter because you will be doing some labs in a Linux terminal environment, which will be completely the same look and feel with pretty much any distribution.
Thank you, Semyon. Yeah, in terms of the eligibility for the course itself is free for anyone who wants to take on OpenLearn. However, if you want to make use of the various offers, including the Cisco offers, you need to meet the eligibility criteria of the NESTA, which is you should be aged between 24 to 65 years, and you should ideally not have a degree level qualification. You should have a qualification below degree level. If you are in your second year of your degree, you're still eligible. as long as you've not completed your degree qualification. You may or may not be employed given the current COVID circumstances. If you're furloughed or you're made redundant or are unemployed for any other reasons, you're still eligible as long as you tick the previous two boxes, 24 to 65 years and no formal degree level qualification. And you could be full-time employed, but ideally employed in sectors that are vulnerable to displacement. But then again, that's not the key criteria. Key criteria is you're based in London, based in England, and aged between 24 to 65 years of age, based in England. The project is funded, and your access to the courses is available to everyone resident within England. Scotland and Wales and Ireland could still access the course on OpenLearn. It's a free course made available, as I said, to anyone, anywhere, anytime, but only completion of the course and access to the Cisco courses would mean that you should meet the eligibility criteria for the funding, which is the 3 criteria that I mentioned. The details of that will follow on an email. So you will have to be between 24 to 65 years of age, resident in England, and should not currently have a degree level qualification. We are particularly targeting, as I said earlier, people who are employed, full-time employed, but working in sectors such as manufacturing, retail, and other sectors which are potentially could be displaced due to automation, AI, robotics, etc. in a few years down the line. But that's not a key criteria. I hope that sort of resolves the criteria issues. The course itself, GICAST as a course, is accessible for everyone, but access to other perks such as career coaching by Stay Nimble and the free courses by Cisco is only available if you are eligible for the funding. And to be eligible for the funding, again, in the presentation, I did mention that you are expected to complete the course within the 8 weeks of GICAST. GICAST itself is delivered across 8 weeks, and it has 24 hours of learning. So you should have completed the course within the 8 weeks of duration from the launch, which is from the 4th of January. These criteria, I do realize some of the criteria could be upsetting, but these are the criteria that is set by the Department for Education and NESTA. These are not the criteria set by Open University. So the 3 criteria that I listed now are the criteria by the funder, and those are the criteria for the Cisco courses and for you to be able to receive career coaching from Stay Nimble. However, you're still free to access the GICAST course on OpenLearn by registering online to the OpenLearn and enrolling onto the course once the course is launched in January. Okay. I'm trying to scroll down. Do you need IT skills to do this course? No. As I said, it's a foundational level course, which will introduce you to the foundational concepts of cybersecurity. As I said, it was carefully planned, carefully chosen 8 different topics spread across the 8 weeks of learning. So obviously there is no prerequisite or desired skill or qualification required to take up GICAST. So there is no need for you to have prior IT experience, learning experience, or even work experience. Okay, so it does not have any prerequisite in that sense. Yeah, would 51-year-old, no degree, no A levels, no O levels, but have 21 years of technical experience? Absolutely, you do qualify for this. If you do live within England, you do have the perks of getting the Cisco courses as well, and the support that is offered as part of the Cisco, as well as as part of the Stay Nimble's career coaching. So you certainly qualify for that. Yeah. Wayne has asked, are there any available scholarships to enter cybersecurity area? If you are seeking to study cybersecurity as a degree or as a apprenticeship, there are some scholarships available at various universities. You may have to contact the universities and look up for information online. But if you're looking for training, scholarships for training, there are very few, none that I am aware of. Training comes after your formal learning, formal education. So I'm not sure if there are scholarships for training in cybersecurity. But the GICAST project itself, that's the idea of bringing together partnership with Cisco, making you aware of those courses, and therefore throwing those opportunities of certifying yourself in those courses that may potentially get you to your first role in cybersecurity sector. That was the whole idea of the project, to making those training available, initially at the free of cost, of course. Final certification, as Semyon mentioned, industry level certification does have some minimal cost attached to it. Otherwise, the training and the learning, all of that is absolutely free of cost. Okay, Akhtar says you are already an alumni student with Net Academy, but if you have, as I said, if you do meet the eligibility criteria, you are certainly fine to complete GICAST, which is the Introduction to Cybersecurity concepts, and then take up the opportunities offered by Cisco. Even if you have previously been on Net Academy and have not completed the courses, you can still take this opportunity up now, as long as you meet the eligibility criteria. No, none of the courses are OS specific, because cybersecurity is not operating system specific. So there will be, so I'd be looking for a role working with Linux or BSD. So this is, as Semyon mentioned, this is not a course on Linux certification. So if you're looking to specialize or gain experience within just Linux system administration or an operating system exposure, this is not the course. It's a general introduction to cybersecurity, and thereafter you are expected to pursue the various opportunities that Cisco can offer, and various opportunities that the Talent Bridge can provide thereafter. But those are all related to cybersecurity in general. Foundational concepts of cybersecurity in general, not specific to a particular operating system, certainly not Linux specific. I'm currently close to finishing a BSc Honours degree in software engineering and IT with Open University. Will this degree help me? Absolutely, because I think Open University's cybersecurity degree offering is starting only this year. So you having missed the opportunity of pursuing a degree qualification in cybersecurity, you certainly can make use of this course, this route, to sort of gain the necessary experience for a potential job opportunity within the cybersecurity sector. Ian, I hope I've answered your question. So you certainly are eligible if you have not yet completed your degree qualification. Would Semyon agree that the main objective is to gain a general understanding of the subject first? Mark, I don't know if it's been answered, but I can start off. The whole point of this course, as well as the Cyber Essential and the introductory courses that Semyon mentioned in Cisco, is to give you a broad overall understanding of the subject area. It's absolutely critical to understand, to have the foundational concepts in your head before you can start specializing in one or the other routes that cybersecurity as a sector, as a discipline offers. So it's critical to have general understanding of IT, general understanding of cybersecurity principles first. Yes. If you do have a degree qualification, unfortunately, you can still, as I said, you can still go ahead and complete GICAST course. GICAST course has been built and developed by academic experts within Open University. with a very novel concept of having gamification and also adapted learning. GICAST adapts the learning to your current knowledge in cybersecurity. So there's plenty of takeaways from just learning, taking up the GICAST course. But if you do not meet those eligibility criteria, as I said earlier, you do not get the access to the Cisco courses. But you do have completion certification from GICAST, and that's a good starting point to making that entry into the sector itself. And those eligibility criteria are funders' eligibility criteria. It's not the eligibility criteria laid out by Open University. Department for Education is funding the project and therefore has limited the access to the perks. The course itself is accessible to anyone in Scotland, Ireland, or beyond the UK, even the European or Asian regions, because it's hosted online on OpenLearn. It's free for enrollment and completion. You will get a completed digital badge, certification of completion at the end, but the perks are only limited to the people living in England, because it is funded by Department for Education. It's the government body that's within the region of Great Britain, right? Absolutely, anyone can take this course in cybersecurity. Absolutely anyone with any background or no background could take up. There are no prerequisites in that sense to take up this course. You're free to register to the course and complete the course, as I said. The courses are available even if you're currently pursuing a degree level qualification. You are certainly eligible to take up the course, and if you meet the other criteria of being between the age of 24 to 65 and living in England, you can make use of the other opportunity as well. It is certainly available for those who are currently studying a first or second year of degree level qualification. It could be any degree level qualification. You can join in mid-February, except that if you want to, as I said, if you want to make use of the Cisco courses, you will need to complete the course prior to the 28th of February, 2020. So if you are confident of completing the 24 hours of learning before 28th of February, you can join in any time. You don't have to join on the 4th of January. In terms of courses, how many should we complete to secure a beginner level job? As Semyon mentioned, there is no guarantee for a beginner level job. However, your chances, your opportunities widen if you do have a certain industry relevant certification, such as the one that Cisco is offering, the Cyber Ops and the Cyber Essential, do make you more favorable within the job market. If you do have those certifications, you do have a higher possibility of securing that entry-level job role. Okay. Does this lead to funding for a degree? No, it does not lead to funding for a degree, but you are certainly free to explore various formal learning opportunities that Open University has to offer. The BSc Honours Cybersecurity that Open University currently has. No, you don't need a GCSE for this course. There is no prerequisite, as I said. Anyone can take this course, but the eligibility criteria apply if you are going to make use of the Cisco courses, the opportunities that's provided to you. The costs for cybersecurity, cyber ops courses, I think the course itself and the certification. I don't know, Semyon, do you want to answer that? Or have you answered a few already?
I think we answered The questions regarding the industry certification
That's
price.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we mentioned about it. I mentioned that it's around $300 without discount,
Yeah.
and it's better to check on the Pearson VUE website the specific price for the UK.
Yeah, it's not, it somebody has mentioned it. Does it run into thousands of pounds? No, it doesn't.
Well, if you complete the course and you get the discount voucher, I believe it would be a bit more than hundreds of pounds for you with the discount voucher applied.
Yeah. Lucas, what do I need to make cybersecurity degree at Open University? I can provide the link for the Open University's BSc Cybersecurity degree qualification as well as part of the email that I'm planning to send. You could look at it, or you could look up online for BSc Cybersecurity in Open University. There is no entry-level requirement like all other Open University degrees, but you do need, yeah, 60% for math, English, and Polish and if you've had GCSE level qualification, you should be able to look for a qualification in BSc Cybersecurity at Open University. My advice is look up online and make a formal application. You will be informed about your position to be able to take up the course, okay? Gary, you did say you found understanding Cisco cybersecurity operations fundamentals. Cyber ops is $800 for online learning. Samian, do you want to clarify that?
Well, there are a lot of courses in the world that are offered. You may go to the commercial business partner training center and maybe you even find a more expensive course. So yeah, there is a variety of offering. So here at Networking Academy, the courses that we have, which I mentioned, the program is Corporate Social Responsibility, which means that Cisco itself is not charging anything from the candidate. You may be charged if you are taking the course at school for the work of your instructor or any other costs that are involved. But I think it's the best opportunity if you want to go this way.
Absolutely, yeah. Private vendors do not offer the kind of access to the learning resources and discounted prices for certification. And this is possible only due to the collaboration partnership that Open University has with Cisco. Anonymous attendee says, I'm 21, is there still opportunity? You still can take up GICAST course. Please do pre-enroll, and Stay Nimble will direct you directly to OpenLearn. And as on OpenLearn, the course is available for you to take. The GICAST, the Gamified Intelligence Cyber Aptitude and Skills Training course is available for you at the age of, oops, sorry. Apologies. It is still available for you, as I said, to complete, and you will receive a completion certificate, a digital badge. However, you will not be eligible for the Cisco's courses through GICAST. You can certainly go ahead and pursue Cisco courses outside GICAST, outside the project. But as part of the project, you will not be supported through to Cisco courses. You can certainly complete the GICAST course, which is the actual foundational cybersecurity course, and you will receive a completion certificate and a digital badge. It is, if you do not complete the course, GICAST, which is the Introductory to Cybersecurity, you will not be eligible for any of the Cisco courses, unfortunately. The route you are expected to take is complete the Gamified Intelligent Cyber Aptitude and Skills Training course, which is, as I said, a foundational introductory cybersecurity course, which then leads you on to further training in Cisco and further opportunities of learning within cybersecurity. Okay. Yeah, you're taking criminology. You're certain, Darren. You're still certainly eligible for the course as long as you have not yet completed your degree level qualification. You can certainly take GICAST as a course independently. Yes, in order for you to get the opportunity with the Cisco Cyber Essential or Cyber Ops, it's essential you complete the GICAST course, and completion of GICAST course would mean you have to answer, there are quizzes at the end of each week, and at the end of the course, you need to have cleared the completion criteria for the course. And once you clear the completion criteria, you will receive a digital badge. And digital badge will mean that you have actually successfully completed GICAST, and then you will be directed to for further career coaching and guidance and the opportunities that Cisco has offered in terms of Cyber Essential and Cyber Ops courses. Okay. Yeah, that's the route. The route is for you to take the GICAST course, which you will pre-register for. You will complete the GICAST course within the 8 weeks of launch. The course is launching on the 4th of January, and you need to complete the course by the 28th of February. And then you will be directed to further career coaching and guidance to take the 2 additional Cisco courses that is on offer on this project. Okay. I've tried to answer most of the questions. If there are any additional questions you have, you can certainly email on the email address that's being registered on Eventbrite, which is mine. I'm happy to sort of collate responses to the questions and email all the collected responses to the participants who are registered. Okay. I don't see any more questions. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, all the attendees. I have no further questions on that on the chat. Sorry, there's one. Vittorino says the deadline for both courses must be completed in 8 weeks. The deadline for GICAST, the Introductory in Cybersecurity course, has to be completed within 8 weeks of launching, which is prior to the 28th of February. That is the only criteria. All the other courses, there is no deadline on that. But Semyon did give you some advice as to how much time it may take for you to complete a Cyber Essential and a Cyber Ops course. So those are guidance only. They're not mandatory, obligatory timelines. Okay, but the course completion for GICAST has to be within the 8 weeks. 3 hours of a week is the learning intensity. So if you spend 3 hours a week starting the 4th of January, you should be able to complete the course easily by the 28th of February. And as I said, 3 hours is for a very, it's an average estimate. Some of you may find you can complete the 3 hours of learning in an hour, and some of you may take a slightly longer, may take about 3.5 or 4 hours a week. It's not 3 hours of a day. Okay, it's 3 hours a week.
May I comment on that a little bit also? I think that the Cyber Essentials course, if you take it before the Cyber Ops Associate, it would be beneficial because you will then you can get the second course quicker. And also in the Cyber Ops Associate, you will have to have some background in networking, because this course is talking about network investigation, cybersecurity incidents investigation. It is related to networking world and terminology like TCP, IP, protocols, addressing, IPs, MACs, and all of the stuff. So you should have some understanding in networking. Although it's explained either way in the course, for those who do have this background, they maybe can just go through these chapters quicker and save, well, some time on that. If you don't have this background, you will have to study that kind of from scratch, and that would make your learning journey a bit longer. So depends on your background, but anyway, you can start from scratch, and things that you need to learn, either way, it will appear in the course.
Thank you, Semyon. And the 2 additional courses, Cisco courses, will start directly after completing the GCAST. There is no application period. There is no further scrutiny or a filtering process involved. If you do complete GCAST course successfully with a digital badge, you are then directed to take up the 2 Cisco courses, and we will have our associate lecturers guiding you through those courses. Okay, so there is no further application period. I know there are some questions on, is this a degree level qualification? No, this does not equate to a degree level qualification. It's a training on foundational aspects of cybersecurity, and then providing you with opportunity to further enhance your knowledge through the Cyber Essential and Cyber Ops courses. But this is not equivalent to any degree level qualification. You will receive certifications, which are very relevant and certainly valued within the job market, but this does not equate to a degree level qualification. Yeah, all the pre-registration will take you to Stay Nimble. Stay Nimble is our partner on this project. They will provide you the necessary career coaching and gather data to see what your current circumstances, current training needs are, and then direct you to the Open Learn course when it is launched in January, on the 4th of January. So the course is currently not enrolling. We are still in the pre-registration stage. Stay Nimble will guide the participants through to the enrollment of this course. So please do not worry if your registration takes you to Stay Nimble. Stay Nimble is our registered partner to provide the necessary guidance at the pre-registration stage, okay? Kyung-Shin, should I make a high score on the GCAST course to get the Cyber Essential and Cyber Ops? I think I've answered that. You need to be able to answer all the quizzes at the end of each week's learning and at the end of the course. And you should have gained more than 50% of marks on those quizzes, which you will be detailed when you enroll onto the course. You will know all the details once you are enrolled. Okay. I think I've covered most of the questions. We've run over the webinar for a bit, but thank you all for joining. I hope this was useful. I will share the recording of this session through Stay Nimble. Stay Nimble will share the recording of this webinar through their portal once you are pre-registered. So your primary requirement right now is to use the link that was shared on the chat to pre-register with Stay Nimble, and Stay Nimble will guide you through all the necessary information that you need for enrolling onto the course, as well as having access to the recording of this webinar and any other eligibility criteria related queries, okay? So please do pre-register, and Gopi, if you could share the link again. I will share the link of the course with all the participants on an email as well. But if you do want access to it now, it is being shared now on the chat. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you all. Thank you, Semyon, for your valuable inputs and your time this morning. I really appreciate this. And thanks to Cisco for all the support they provided as part of the project. I hope you all have a good week. Stay safe and have a wonderful Christmas and New Year. And I look forward to seeing you all on the course in January. You may have a prior exclusive access to the course prior to Christmas, as I said, as pre-registered participants. Okay. Thank you all. Have a lovely day. Thank you, Semyon.
Thank you, Chitra. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.